Are you dreaming of taking a Viking Ocean Cruise or thinking about booking another one, but you're uneasy or unsure about that famously firm bed, the possibility of choppy seas, or whether the stateroom's really worth the money, especially when other lines offer tiny, windowless rooms for way less? Well, I'm here to help with all that. I'll explain and break down the actual value of Viking's cabins and share a few tips on how to make your stay even better, especially if you're not a fan of sleeping on something as firm as a medieval banquet table. So let's dive in. Hey everyone, my name's Jay, and I've done a few Viking cruises, so today I want to share with you all about the stateroom, which is Viking's smallest standard room, and it's their most affordable option. It's roughly 270 square feet, and because Viking doesn't believe locking you up in a windowless small room, you actually get a nice veranda with this room. So that's already a win over many other lines. Now, it does mean that this is a bit more expensive than some other options on other lines, but it's worth the money if you don't want to feel like you're enclosed in a little prison box. These spacious rooms feature a king-size bed that can be reconfigured into 2 twin beds. This makes it perfect for traveling with a friend or for those couples who enjoy a 1950s I Love Lucy style of sleeping.
Good night, dear.
Oh, nice.
The bed also has plenty of space underneath to stow away suitcases and other items. It'll fit a large suitcase, no problem. There's also storage for small bags underneath the nightstands on each side of the bed. Because the designers utilized all this space around the bed for storage, the room will never feel cluttered and crowded. Plus, it frees up more closet space for clothes and shoes. It's kind of like living in an IKEA showroom, but even nicer. So, in terms of bed comfort, this is where many people have an issue. The bed is simply too firm for many people, and I've seen several videos of people saying that this was the case for them. I personally found it tolerable, but my partner did not. So luckily we learned that you can ask for extra padding to soften the bed. Essentially, what they do is they fasten an extra duvet to the top of the bed and use it as a mattress topper. We found that this worked well, and you can ask for more than one if needed. So this is the solution to the firm bed, and it seemed to work for us. It might work for you if this is an issue. When it comes to pillows, they offer 4 pillows on the bed. 2 of these are on the thicker side, and the other 2 are on the thinner side. I preferred the thinner one and found it very comfortable. If either option doesn't work for you, ask the staff if they have any other options available. Viking is very good at trying to accommodate guests' comfort needs, so it doesn't hurt to ask. Alright, so this is the last detail on the bed. All the linens feel of good quality. Nothing super special, but soft enough with a breathable material. Plus, they give you a Norwegian woven blanket for extra warmth if needed. When it comes to cabin lighting, the lighting in the cabin is really great. It's a nice warm light with plenty of switches for different lighting needs. I particularly like the lighting that comes on when you open the closet door. It makes it really easy to see things. They also have this handy nightlight switch next to the bed. This illuminates the floor to the bathroom without making the room too bright for others that might be sleeping. The desk also has a cool makeup lit mirror when opened. There's plenty of lighting for reading, there's night light, there's reading lights on the bed, so everything was really thought out well in terms of lighting. Staying connected on Viking is no issue, especially since Wi-Fi is included, another bonus to the price of a Viking cruise. Still, you'll want to bring the right equipment to charge your devices. Viking offers just 2 North American styled outlets and several European styled ones. There are no UK styled outlets on the ship. It's best to bring some adapters for the Euro-styled outlets. The room also has several USB ports to charge your devices. Climate controls in the room will allow you to adjust to your preference. We found the room would maintain a comfortable temperature with no issues. The best part was the heated washroom floor. It'll make you want to upgrade your home bathroom. After you experience a heated floor, stepping on cold tile out of a hot shower should be illegal. One issue we did have with the HVAC system was the direction of the airflow. The vent is above the closet and it blows directly onto the bed. The airflow can leave one with a dry throat while sleeping. We fixed this by taking a towel and blocking the one end of the vent. It helped and the room still maintained a good temperature. So if you're finding your throat's getting dry while sleeping because of all the air blowing on your face, just put a towel to block that section and it should help. Viking is a more environmentally friendly cruise company than others, and it shows with their water offerings in the cabin. Water is provided in a glass container with 2 cups. This reduces plastic waste. The water provided tastes as water should, tasteless but refreshing. From what I read, the ship uses a reverse osmosis system, along with other techniques to purify the water. I found it very refreshing, not just for drinking, but showering as well. Usually, minerals from my local water supply make my skin itchy. I did not have this issue showering on the ship, so I'll be looking at getting such a system installed in my home if possible. One final note on the water, I could not find it one day and thought the housekeepers forgot to put it in the room. I left a complaint with guest services, but realized after that they had placed the water into the back of the cabinets near the Nespresso machine. This was likely because we were entering rough seas and it would be safer there than on the desk. So if your water's missing from your desk, don't blame the housekeepers like I did. I feel bad about that. Just double check to make sure it's there near the Nespresso machine because they might keep it there for safekeeping in rough seas. Mini fridge amenities are plentiful and restocked every day. You get drinks, a chocolate bar, and some nut type snacks. Now, if that's not enough, room service is available at no extra charge. Now, TV selection is not that vast, but we did find a series we liked out of the limited selection. You can also watch the port talks, lectures, and some of the ship's entertainment shows from the TV. The TV also has an interactive map and a shipfront camera view to watch. This is also where you can watch the safety instructions when you first board the ship.
Please remember to always carry your stateroom keycard with you. It contains important information.
Other things to note are the items in the closet. There are plenty of hangers for you and you can ask for more if needed. There are slippers in the closet along with a robe. Don't take the robe home with you though, because there will be a charge. I asked if they could be an included gift, and it turns out no. Same with the high quality red umbrella in the closet. It can be yours to keep for a cost, so just be aware of that. So I touched on the heated floors in the washroom, but let's talk about other things in the bathroom. The size is very decent, with counter and storage space that'll fit more than just your toothbrush. There should be no issues fitting everything on the counter. The soap, the moisturizer, shampoo, and conditioner are all of good quality. We really like the Freya brand that they use. The shower functions well, with a size that's just big enough, and it has a bunch of different settings on the shower head, so that's a nice feature as well. We had no issues with the water temperature, and water pressure was very consistent. I also like that there's a drying clothesline in the shower, which is great for hanging up a swimsuit after using it in the pool. So overall, we're very happy with the stateroom veranda from Viking. It can sometimes be a plus to get the cheaper rooms over the larger, more expensive rooms, because the cheaper rooms are usually placed in the middle of the ship on a lower deck, making it less rocky of a location in rough seas. Fancy rooms tend to be higher up at the front or back of the ship, making it better for views, but these locations feel more unstable in rough seas. That's just the physics of it. So keep that in mind if you're uneasy about choppy seas. A cheaper room at a lower middle of the ship location is usually more stable. So yeah, the 270 square foot Viking room is all you need. Sure, Viking might not offer these super cheap, tiny, windowless rooms that you get on other lines that honestly feel like a prison cell. But if you watch for deals online with Viking, it can be had for a more affordable price. If Viking is still out of your price range, look at their repositioning cruises. That might be more affordable if you're on a budget. Regardless of cost, you probably won't feel you overpaid for the room. It's really good size room. There's really no issues other than maybe the firm bed. So in my opinion, it's worth the money. So if you are able to afford it, it shouldn't disappoint. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hit the thumbs up button and subscribe for more. Again, thanks, all the best, and cheers.